Nintendo 64. Ah. My friend Jim. Hello today. Hello today, my friend Jim. How are
What's
you
up, man?
doing,
Good. I forgot about the bongos thing.
Well, I
I
mean,
saw that on the other one. I'm like, what?
oh,
Oh,
well, because the thing is, I worded it as we're setting it up a little bit in inside baseball while we were off mic. I said I'm gonna initialize the thing, and then it'll make me big for a second. I'll do the slate board, and then I'll do a little djembe, and I'll pull you in. And you were like, yeah, sure. But then you were like, oh, djembe is another word for that bongo drum thing that you got. Oh, so the bongo. This is actually a bongo,
I got you.
but I'll restart. We'll go back from the start. Ready? Three, two, one. Where's the slate? 364. Ah, that made the dog run away. It scared him. Scared him off. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to get the like mesh together some of the coolest and funnest stories in your origin tale, everything you've got in as much time as you've got to give it to me. If you got like you're like, all right, man, I gotta be out of here now. Then like the most abridged version of like your origin story and what brings us to meeting each other here in this space right now to meet on this platform.
All right. Basic start. As a kid, I was always writing, drawing comics, things like that. Became an incredible Doctor Who fan, so you could see the influence in a lot of my writing, and then combined Star Wars in there, Star Trek, and just about Raiders of the Lost Ark. Everything got in there, and I decided I wanted to be both an aerospace engineer and an army officer. So Penn State was the only school in the area that had aerospace engineering and ROTC. So went there. The aerospace part, I got the degree, and then I got a mechanical engineering job. The army part, well, yeah. I was in when they were downsizing, so I signed on the dotted line. I was in. It's just through officer training, once they set their sights on you, they'll figure out a way to get rid of you. So
Okay.
that's why I can smell a setup 12 miles away at this point.
Well, I mean, you've been programmed to understand when it's coming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you write them in your stories that you write? Do you write like, oh, there's a theme of a setup always coming in, like
Yeah,
do
that gets
you
in
do
there.
your origin story like a double cross, a backstab, like a screw
And
job?
if you go through Mercs, like there's a running plot through the whole series, and yeah, it comes in that way. Lots of double crosses.
Yeah,
You
cool.
find out the bad guys are double crossing each other and screwing everyone in the process, that kind of thing. But yeah, story of my life. I'll
So
give you
what?
one.
Go ahead.
Here's a
Okay.
funny Army story. When I was at Fort Bragg, I had somebody in my platoon that was in Trump's cabinet, and he was part of the Signal Gate thing. And I kept hearing his name. I didn't make the connection, and he was actually one of my buddies when I was there. He was in my squad. Mike Waltz.
That sounds familiar.
He
I keep my finger off the pulse of politics and like news.
yeah, sure.
That's not really my speed. Like I don't. I feel like, and I've said this a million times. Anybody who's listened to the podcast has probably heard me say it. I don't invest my effort. I don't invest my like beliefs in politics because like it's an ever repeating cycle. Like it's so cyclical that there's probably people who didn't talk to their parents because their parents were mad at them for voting for Abraham Lincoln or something. You know what I mean? It just repeats and repeats and
Yeah.
repeats. So it's like, why like waste my everyday happiness and joy to really be invested in a thing that really I'm not included in.
I kind of am included. I have a government job. I'm not going to say what
Yeah.
it is or who I work for because I'm not allowed to talk about it
Government.
without permission. It's nothing like secret or nothing. It's just if we talk to any press, we have to get permission. So I can't mention what department I work for.
Well, you don't have to. No pressure.
Yeah,
No pressure. I'm not. I'm
yeah.
not one of those types of shows. What I think is really cool, man, and I saw this, from the limited interaction we had, but it's like the fact that you're just you're just a creator. I just love that. I love that, like you have like what your job is, and your job like
Sucks.
is just something that you're doing, and then you have like what your passions are, and that's something I can fully relate to. I can and I thought it was interesting, and I said it to you on the day that we met. I said, I can't believe that we've never crossed paths before, that we like know a lot of the same people, like we're in the Philly entertainment business, and like we have not crossed paths before, and I've never been to your studio before. That was my first time I had ever been there, and I was like, I can't believe I've never been to this place. And it's funny how awesome it is that you have that studio set up, and you've used it for so many different types of shoots. So like looking around, it looks like it's like probably a bunch of timestamps on these projects that like probably meant a
Oh, yeah.
lot to the people who were making them.
Yeah, I mean the part when it was a public bathroom, that was my favorite one. Oh yeah, I had the cast graffiti on it right before the
Yeah,
shot. I did some graffiti myself, and then I'm like, all right, guys, go have fun. And of course, pictures of dicks everywhere, all kinds of dumb
of
shit. I'm
course.
like,
I don't understand the fascination of drawing phallic things on bathroom stalls, or anytime there's an opportunity to write graffiti on something, there has to be a wiener and some balls.
well, I've had that at work where like I see the kids doing it because I have to clean it up afterwards, and I'm like, yeah, guys, you keep drawing dicks, not judging, but I think you might need to consider some things about yourself and come
Yeah,
to
this
terms
says
with.
some things about you that I don't know if you're ready to face.
You're not drawing boobs, you're drawing dicks.
Nobody
Not
draws
judging.
boobs.
Yeah, not judging. It's cool, but I see a lot of dicks and you can't wait for it. I know some people you should talk to that could probably help you out.
You'd think that dudes would draw more pictures of boobs places than they draw dicks and balls.
Yeah, I mean that's all I think of most of the time.
Yeah, right. Like that's
I do when I watch shows. My dad's like, "You watched the Barbie movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, Margot Robbie's in it, and there's hot girls in it." I'm like, "Dude, do you realize half the things I watch on TV? I don't even know what I'm watching." I'm like, "Oh, that girl's hot." Oh fuck, this was a soap opera. Like 2 hours later, I'm like, "Oh, damn, huh."
when
She's
my
pretty hot
sister
though.
when my sister first came out as a lesbian. She around the time there's like Britney Spears movie came out, The Crossroads, and she was like, "Oh, I want to go see that movie because like all it has in it is hot chicks." And I'm like, "You can't just go see things because hot chicks are in them. There's going to be hot chicks in everything. That can't be your reason for seeing it." That was I remember that still. I remember that as a conversation I had with her. When did Britney Spears Crossroads come out?
Oh my god, that's in the '90s. Shit.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
admit, I do that with a lot of things. Then, I see if they're good. I won't stay with it, but
I mean, the
I'll
Barbie
admit,
movie was good
Barbie
though.
movie was funny. Like fucking
Yeah,
Kate McKinnon as the Barbie that got played with too much, all jacked up hair, crowns on the eyes.
yeah, yeah.
That shit cracked me up because she's funny as shit. So that cracked me the fuck up when I
Uh,
saw that.
6 degrees of separation. One of my friends who's been on this podcast was also in the Barbie movie. Uh, George Basil. He was I forget what the character was that he was in the Barbie movie, but he was like an important speaking role.
Oh, nice. I gotta remember. I only seen it once. I watched some clips online because I saw Margot Robbie come up, and I'm like, oh, watch this for a minute. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. You dig somebody, you dig somebody. You know, Angela Bassett just keeps getting hotter, even though she gets older. You know,
yeah.
just
What's
stays
age
there.
got to do with it?
I know, man. It's just some people
Yeah,
got them genes.
yeah. Uh, and I couldn't believe like somehow. Remember in the Tina Turner movie how like jacked she was?
Yeah.
She
Well,
was
yeah, because
so
Tina had those muscles. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, man, I was like,
That's
I
even
guess I
that's
got a
even she
thing for
beat the
buff
bike
chick.
in the limo.
What's that?
I can't get over that one.
When she was fighting, when she was beating him up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is
Oh
gonna
yeah,
sound really horrible. Like me and my friends one time we were watching the Michael Jackson movie, and you have all the scenes where they showed how horrible his dad was, and we're
right.
sitting there like we're watching with, like Dwayne, Chris, and like we're watching it just to see the scene where his head explodes during the '80s commercial, the Pepsi
My
commercial.
hair.
Tito. But like we're watching it and like watching the father beat them, it's like horrible. At the same time, we're like, we gotta make the Joe Jackson fighting game, where if you beat the game with all 5 Jacksons and you beat Joe, you unlock Ike Turner, and we're just coming up with ridiculous shit.
What a boss fight that would be.
I know, man. Just oh, geez. That's horrible. I know, but shit, man, it was funny as hell. I was like, when we read it, somebody told us Van Damme was in the movie Breaking. We'd all seen it, but when we were kids. So we went out, like, we kept talking about, like, Movies Unlimited has it. Back when you had movie rounds, ran down to Movies Unlimited just to watch Breaking, to see Van Damme in the beach scene dancing like this.
Was he in
I'm like,
that?
oh my God, he's in it. Right
Do
before
you
he did Kickboxer.
remember in Kickboxer when he was wearing that? Remember he was wearing that like black tank top and he was like real
Yeah.
jacked and he was dancing in that bar, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I wish I was in good shape like that. I remember watching that when I was a kid, and now every once in a while I'll put on a black tank top and I'll be like, look at me, aren't I Van Damme from Kickboxer? But my fiance doesn't get that. She's not old enough. She's never watched Kickboxer. That's only a dude thing. Dudes watch Kickboxer growing up.
See, I get like
Anytime,
that if I put on a brown leather jacket. I start thinking I'm Indy. Like, they get the Harrison Ford feel going. Yeah. My hero.
do you also think of? Do you ever think of Kickboxer whenever anybody talks about Muay Thai, or anytime anybody brings up like that fighting? I think of that movie, like look you cow, look you cow. Like I automatically think of Kickboxer.
Was it not soup? I can't remember it.
Look you
You know what?
cow.
You saw the original Transformers the movie, right?
Like the cartoon
1986.
movie? Or
Yeah.
you got the fight, you got the power, that one?
You
Yeah.
got the touch.
Yeah,
Stan
you
Bush.
got the
He did that song at the end of the Kickboxer was also Stan Bush.
Oh yeah?
Never Surrender. That's him too.
Oh god dang, man, I totally forgot about that. That's
I
funny.
know. I know. That first time I saw, I'm like, oh my God, it's Stan Bush. It's the guy who did the touch.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the Transformers movie, the cartoon movie. I like one time when I was a kid. I was not I guess like the age range
You
didn't.
missed it by a couple
Yeah.
years.
I
Yeah.
might have been a little too young. Uh,
I was in 7th grade, and then here's the thing: it wasn't easy to find. When you found it, it didn't have the "oh shit, Bumblebee, what we're gonna do now? What are we gonna do now?" which was in it in the
mhm.
theater. So if you found a version that had that years later in a bootleg in the '90s, it's like, oh my God, we got the one version with cursing in it. You know?
So there's a version of the Transformers movie from the '80s
Yeah.
where Optimus, is it Optimus Prime who says it?
No, Spike, the
Spike
human character.
says, "Oh
Right when
shit."
right when the moon base is about to be eaten by Unicron,
Well,
it's
I'm
they set the. I
I'm
know it's
fascinated
a
by that. It's a thing that I never knew. I think what I'll do also is I'll make it into a clip and put it on TikTok or YouTube talking about the version that you're talking about. I'll make a
Oh yeah.
clip out of that. If I can find it on YouTube, I'll screen record it or something. Make it a clip.
It's on there in a couple of versions. I mean, every version that's released now has it. You know, because now it's easy to get there. I remember how hard it was getting anime back in the day. We had to like go up to Chinatown in New York, hope somebody had a Genlock could sub it for us, or if somebody had satellite TV, they could they could tape the shows for us. And then we'd be at an anime convention, and I'm a good old fashioned video pirate. You know, statute of limitations. Like talk about this. We used to have like maybe 15 VCRs set up in the room. We were recording 100 episode series in a weekend.
Wow.
Spitting them in the tape, and then we were trading with everybody. But yeah, I mean, they used to rig the TV so you couldn't connect the VCR to them. I figured out how to get around that and connect it. Here, needle nose pliers, you could get their lock off and put it back on. Oh yeah, dude. And then we used to run the video game tournaments at Otakon and Katsucon through the 90s, and then they decided to do it themselves.
Dude, you're such a dork. I love it. I love it. I love meeting a good dork.
There you go. Don't get me started on Doctor Who. I know everything.
were you a pro wrestling fan at all?
Yeah, back in the day, Junkyard Dog, all those guys.
I had so many tapes.
Macho Man.
I had so much like stuff like rare finds that I would always watch, like when tape trading was a thing in wrestling fandom.
Oh yeah, dude! I remember we used to rent all the Royal Rumbles from like the video store.
Oh, Coliseum Video.
Somebody would get the pay-per-view and tape it, and that would go around the whole neighborhood.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
You remember remember Rock and Wrestling, the cartoon?
Oh yeah. Brad Garrett was Hulk Hogan. Brad Garrett was the voice of Hulk Hogan on that.
Here's one movie Goonies. Did you ever see the music video for the song for Cyndi Lauper's song? All the wrestlers are in it.
You know what? I don't really.
Hogan's not in it. It's on YouTube.
That's another like age thing. Like I don't think I became a pro wrestling fan until about '96. So that would have been a little bit before me. Like I was in '96. I was like 12. Like that's when I started going like, oh, it's Monday. I didn't even ever keep track of what day it was or what time it was. Like I was still real young. So in the 80s and early 90s, I didn't.
See, that's around when I was stopping with it. Like I got back into it a little bit in the early 2000s, and then because The Rock was there. All those guys were fun for a time, and then just kind of fizzled out.
Those two guys specifically are running the whole show now.
Yeah,
it's fun that those are the two names that you pulled right off the top of your head, and those are the two guys who are running it.
I actually met some of the Rock's family. The Wild Samoan, Akuma, big guy, get his name wrong. His daughter was in a movie we were working on, and we had to get some sound work from her. So he had a wrestling school up in Reading. No, that was up in Allentown. So we drove up there.
The Wild Samoans Training Center, right?
Yeah.
In Allentown. Yeah, I've been there.
All right,
Samu's school, and his son Lance him and his son Lance were running it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny that like the family's like part Italian, but like I met the grandmother and mother, and they were like some niggas from my neighborhood, and I'm like, oh, it is like being at home. He was funny. Like my friend Mike was there, and I'm standing behind Mike, and her dad's there, and this dude, his hands were so big he could just palm your head and pick you up. Like, can't believe how big this dude was. So then, right away he's looking at Mike and goes, but you're gonna pay him money, right? Trying to make him scared, and I'm like behind Mike. I know he's fucking with him, and Mike's getting all nervous. I'm like, keep going, because I'm behind him, cracking the fuck up. So he just kept it going for a while, just messing with him. And then we hung out for like a couple hours afterwards. Like the sound thing was like 2 lines.
That's
And we just
awesome.
hung out there for like 2 hours because he wanted to show us all the wrestling shows he put together. So he pulled out
My
his computer. He's like, "Oh, look at this!"
I
Really?
have a connection with the Wild Samoans. Off of the Wild Samoans. They call him Pops. He was he's the Rock's uncle, but he trained my trainer. So he's like my. I always look at the Wild Samoans as like my wrestling grandfather. Like so, my trainer was trained by the Wild Samoans.
They're nice guys. I'm like, it's a nice family, man. It was cool going up there. I think they moved school to Florida now though, because
Yeah, well, they have one in
I know
Florida
she
too.
moved down.
The one that stayed in Allentown, it got renamed WXWC4, and the like
Really?
so like the Appa, R.I.P. He passed since then, but
Yeah. Oh shit.
he moved uh, WXW to Florida. But I did work for WXW back in 2006. This is me going like, yeah, this is a long time ago, very long time ago.
Oh wow. Damn, I
Oh,
didn't
I'm an
realize.
old timer. Been around the wrestling business for a very long time.
So you know Eric Moran, right? The Smoke.
I do, yes. I know the smoke.
I work on a
Yes,
lot of his projects.
cool. Yeah, yeah. That's another reason why I was like, I can't believe we don't know each other. Like we haven't crossed paths. But Eric and I have never worked together on an acting uh, on any acting projects. But I
I'll
know he
probably
does a lot.
eventually pull you into something.
Yeah, I
I'll
know
probably pull you.
he does a lot of cosplay stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. I've done some tech work on his costumes. Like when he had the War Machine outfit, like he made me. It was like a $3,000 costume. He let me drill into it because he wanted to put the Gatling gun on there. So I made him a Gatling gun for it, so he could match like War Machine has. And
Yeah.
I made him. He was one of the Captain America ones, the Black Captain America. It
Hmm.
had the traditional style shield. I made that for him too, which could also be used as a boogie board with the way I made it.
That's
But
awesome.
I made it look like it was battle damaged, all dinged up, and
I'm
done
sure
little
you
things
were.
for him here and there.
I love this. I love this. To offer this in some way. I'd like to say, Jim, if there's ever an opportunity that I can be a good friend and a good resource to you, I'd like to offer that up. And don't ever hesitate to call me, reach out to me, text me. If you ever feel like you just need a friend, reach out to me, dude. I'm here. I always, a big part of uh, anybody who's watching or listening or spending any time chatting with me or lending me the currency of their effort and their time. That's so valuable to me, and I don't want you to ever feel like that's unappreciated. I think just from the little bit of interactions we've had so far, I think you're probably a very valuable friend to have, especially when you're just telling me the stuff that like you're doing for smoke. You know what I mean? Like that's just like what a cool friend to have that be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trust you with this big thing to do this really big cool thing with, and like to be somebody that you can rely on to deliver on those things.
That seems to be my standard. But yeah,
And
definitely, dude. I got.
then to be in your studio, like that's awesome. That like the fact that like I don't know how quickly that thing came together where like Mackner came to you and used your studio. I don't know how quickly that came together, but I knew like he was scrambling for a minute and then like came in clutch.
Yeah, we tried to set that up in May or June. I went. My dad took the whole family on an Alaska cruise, which is the only way I would ever be able to afford anything like that. Um, so we set up dates that like fell through because a few people couldn't make it
Mm-hmm.
on the earlier dates, and then we just went, for the end of
For
August.
schedule, yeah, yeah, that's the way it goes
But
sometimes.
yeah, I mean, I helped him on another thing, the stump grinder thing, where they needed to make the guy look like it was a parody where this porn. It was supposed to be a mockumentary about a porn star who has no limbs.
Oh God.
Stump grinder, get it?
Uh,
And they needed to make the arms disappear, so I made like green socks and then we just covered the leg with a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
And we lock the camera, get the shots of the couch, and then put him in there so we could knock out the legs and all that shit. But
Yeah.
that was years ago. I think that was 2012. I did that for him. But,
Do you ever get like really fascinated with the 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 advancement of the technology and the softwares that
oh
you
my,
can use, and how like
oh
how
god,
much
yes.
easier it gets to do things?
I can do things that would have taken me a month to do in like an hour now.
Yeah.
Like rotoscoping, the worst. Next to green screening, the worst job you could have. Like now in After Effects, I just swipe you and I can pull you out, and it'll automatically animate the mask for me. I almost don't have to chroma key anybody anymore. Now, there's going to be problems with hair, but then there's a thing to soften the hair to make it transparent, to get the light wrapped. And then
It's gotta be tough, man. Especially like with me with all this crap, the green stuff coming through.
oh, you know
With
what? You're actually not that bad. Curly blonde hair is the worst. Is
yeah.
the absolute worst because it kind of meshes with the green. It gets in it. You almost have to backlight the person.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to God, I get people. Smoke had somebody on his project one time. I saw some tutorials on how to do green screening, and basically because he thinks he could do everything, thought he could do it, and no, he couldn't because it's different every time. There's always no one thing ever works. There's always a little quirk to the lighting, and if you don't know all those little nuances that are going to happen. And the other thing is he moved the camera on the green screen. I'm like, you don't have any motion track points up. You did the biggest no-no you could do because they sent it to the other special effects guy in Florida, and he's like, I can't do nothing with this. So then he came to me. We actually, you saw the size of the green screen there, and we set it up, got it
Nice.
done. But yeah, he works with a really cool guy, and he's now, I think he moved to Washington. He used to work for Disney doing special effects work. He was the one who got me on Unreal Engine. You ever heard of that program?
Only for video games, only for like shooters and stuff. I don't know, like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's the program they all use. It turns out it's even better for making movies.
No, yeah.
Like, I'll send you some shots I did in that. Well, actually, if you look at War of the Gods, I'll send you a link to it. I did some shots in there that if I did it in another 3D program would take probably a week to render. It did it in 15 minutes with 100% realistic lighting and everything. I can't fucking believe it. Even fully, you can just paint like flowers on the things, and they have the program set up where if you're far away with the camera, it won't render anything that you wouldn't normally see until you get close. Any other 3D program will keep trying to render it. So it could be like about 1 million objects in there. Mm-hmm. This will cut it down until it gets in the camera range and automatically cuts it out.
Wow.
So if it almost works the way your eyes work, where you get closer to something, you start seeing detail. It takes that into account.
Have you ever done green screen driving before?
Yeah.
We did it. We did it once. We did it once, probably 10 years ago, for like a little film that we did, and like it's so hard to like see it in anything now and not notice that it's happening. It's so like, and you're watching anything, you can't like witness it from just the viewer's perspective. You're like watching everything from a filmmaker's perspective. When you see green screen driving, and you're like, that's green screen driving.
Oh yeah, I'm constantly reverse engineering everything I see.
Right.
Like, how did they pull that off? All right, I'm guessing they're doing this, and then I just try to like, what's the cheap way to do what they just did? How do I do that with no money?
That's awesome.
And
I would like for us to work together on some things. Let's get some shit.
Not hard because I work with Phil Herman, and I just finished up Jacker. I'm doing the Blu-ray now. We just finished doing Actor's Curse. It's another horror anthology, and we just have a 15-minute short in it.
That's awesome.
And then we're already getting ready to film an
I'm not saying
Amityville
let's force
one.
anything. I'm not saying let's force anything. I just am saying I'd like for us to do some collaborative things.
Oh no, there'll be something. It goes
Right.
out. There, he's at the point where we're almost putting out 3 a year now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need people. So don't worry, you'll probably get a phone call.
Yeah.
Cool. I can almost guarantee it. At some point, it's going to happen.
Nice.
Either something Smoke's doing, or like I have 4 episodes of Mercs that are still in the can,
Okay.
and I need parts with extras, just soldiers that I have to chroma key in, or just have to do cutaway shots of them shooting at the good guys. So yeah,
Yeah.
you'll probably be in body armor and
Yeah.
doubled up as 5 different characters.
Yeah, that's the way you like. That's how Kevin Smith did it with Clerks. Like how many people did he just have his friends be the extras and play the same roles, different angles, different costumes.
believe it or believe it or not, sometimes it is probably going to sound horrible. Sometimes actors make the worst extras because they start trying to overact. It's like, dude, I just need you to walk from there to there, and just make it look like we're in a crowded room. And they'll start trying to do stuff, or if you want to say one thing or shout, they'll try to get 10 lines in suddenly. I know people who do that a lot. It's like, listen, we're not going to use it. You got to do this because it's jumping over the actor's line. If your background's your background, I've done it.
I've done so much background, and the thing that cracks me up the most is when other background actors really try to ham it up and try their hardest to get on camera. I call them method extras. Like they just really are going above and beyond to try to get like so that they can go. I was in that. I was in that. Like bro, just uh, take your money, take your credit, take your crafty, and move on.
I'm not gonna mention the actress's name because this is funny. It's a movie from the '90s. It's a B movie. I'll tell you not on camera what it is and who it is. But she's short, and she's in a crowd scene with all these other Amazons, and they're supposed to be cheering. And I knew what she looked like from that time period, and I could see her jumping to try and get in camera view in the background. Like, and I know it's her. I know what she's trying to do because they're like, she's 5 foot, and everybody else is like 5'8", 5'9". So she's trying to get over them, and it's dead. If you know her, it's dead obvious, and I'm like dying as I'm watching it. I also made the mistake of showing her a review of the movie, and she was driving me somewhere to a bus station on the Sunset Strip because I was taking a bus to Vegas and I was flying out from there. And she's watching the review. She's driving. This is the road. She's watching the review like this while she's driving. After the third near miss, I'm like, hey, maybe we look at that later. Just go, of course, darling. Of course, puts the phone down. I'm like, oh, thank God. By the way, LA. I thought 76 is bad.
Traffic.
I thought driving downtown is bad. That 405, and I'm going to just say everywhere in Hollywood, no matter what they tell you, it's going to take an hour to get anywhere. Even if it's like 50, it normally would be 10 minutes away here. They're like, no, it's going to be an hour. And oh my God, it's like they took Route 76 and stuck it in a residential neighborhood, and it's the same traffic except with palm trees and small roads. Like, it's insane. Like, how do any of you live? Like, what's your car insurance like here? And then the 405, don't even get me started on that. I thought I was going to die every time I was on it.
And you're like using half your day sitting in traffic. Like when you're out there, it's nuts.
Here's the funny thing: if they live there, like she knew how to get around. She knew how to get up to the Hollywood sign too, because listen to this: you have to actually go through a neighborhood to get to it, and the neighborhood doesn't like people going there, so they put up fake road closed signs. And I see that, and she's like, "Oh, that's a fake one." She just drove right through it. And there's another. They just put that up at night so you can't go up there. She used to live up there, so she knew. Just didn't care. We got dead close to it, but it was too dark to get any footage of it. I was like, damn it. I got a good shot of LA from. We were up high enough where I could get all of LA. It was great. So got some good night shots.
Do you do any amount of like scrolling? Do you find yourself ever in any kind of scroll holes? Any algorithms that find you? What's the stuff that you're looking at the most when you're on your phone and you're scrolling through? What are the most like shown to you videos from your algorithm?
It's usually political stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm far on the left. I'm an actual democratic socialist. So, and I run my own company. Go figure. Because apparently you can run a company and be a socialist too. But yeah, that stuff comes up, and then I get into. You know, I've been in Facebook jail enough. So I shoot back.
Any conspiracy theories that ever show up in your algorithms, in your For You page, in your FYP? Any stuff that you like know anything more about than you think that like the majority of the population would know?
Oh yeah,
Like
and when it comes to science,
when you find yourself in a deep rabbit hole about any topic, what's the thing that you think that you have invested a lot more time and effort into than a majority of people?
usually it's when people try to do the moon landing didn't happen, anything with space travel, and I sit there going, my favorite one is this. Oh, you couldn't have done the calculation back then. And I sit there with those computers, and I sit there going, on a test with 6 other problems and just the calculator, I had to do a lunar mission. Yes, you can. Like by hand, I can do it. Some of us just are good at what we do.
They go like they can't get through that radiation block now. They could have gotten through it back then.
They
can.
They
like threw the technology out like somehow.
No, it's the Van Allen. No, it's just regular radiation shielding. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to have a nuclear sub, right? Or a nuclear reactor. Let me put it that way.
What about all the videos?
Problem I'll tell you. No, it's. I know people who worked on the mission. They're not lying. I know how the rockets work. I can build the rocket. You want to know what I specialized in for aerospace engineering? Space flight, which is orbital mechanics, and propulsion. And structures that getting put on that design team. I don't like it, but I can do it. I like space flight the best. That's my favorite thing. Tried to get a job in that.
Do you ever get those videos show up for you where it's like they're like showing NASA faking things, NASA faking stuff, like from like the lady with all the hairspray in her hair?
Yeah, they're all BS.
What's up with that?
I don't know what it is with people. It's look, girl at my job. She's getting her doctorate in evolutionary biology. She's done genetic engineering. I'm not going to go into things she's done, but I don't know biology. That doesn't mean I don't know that she doesn't know it. When we build something, how many engineers do you think work on any one thing? Like, even like one of my classes was a spacecraft design class where they actually give you a mission that NASA has that they send out to the schools, and they're actually working on it. It's a real mission, and they're going to look at what you did. You design your ship for the mission. You come up with your mission. They just tell you what they want to do. You got to figure out how to do everything, and they look at it. But we have teams. You get assigned a team. We have structures and launch vehicle put together because that's the shit job, by the way. You can't do anything until everybody else gets done because you're the one doing the mass budget. You're the one calculating, the payload, all that other fun crap. You can't do anything until they're done. And you're the one who actually designs the ship, does the drawings of the ship, which They give you a book and go, "We want this. We want a 3D model of this ship in ideas. Here's a book. Good luck." A program you've never used before, and you're going to design a spacecraft suddenly. Give you an idea. We figured it out. I was one of the people who did the drawings.
Cool.
But there's 5 of us on that team. There's another team, C&DH, Command and Data Handling. That's another team. There's Propulsion and Power. That's another team of 5 people. These are, Structures and Launch Field and Propulsion and the C&DH. And then okay, if we do build this thing, then there's going to be all the computer scientists we work with and the computer engineers who are going to make the software that are going to do the things we need the rocket to do. And we're going to work with mechanical engineers, which, God help us on that. Don't let them ever design an aircraft. We did that one time. The tail blew off it. There you go. I'm like, I know what you did wrong mathematically and why that happened. Can't cut corners on an aircraft. Moving on. But yeah, and then we were going to use nuclear power, so we have to get a nuclear engineers in because we were going to use RTGs, radioisotope batteries. And you have the added problem of that will fry all your electronics, so they either have to be on booms or they use something called an Amtech system. I don't know how it works because, again, not my field. That's nuke guys. Then the electrical engineers we have to work with. And then if, say, we were going to put a person in there, then there's going to be all the doctors, there's going to be the biologists, and everybody else have to make sure the person doesn't die. Industrial engineers to build the machinery, to make the machinery. We're all working in a team. It's everybody together. We have to know that somebody knows what they're doing. And we know a little bit about it. Like, have you ever heard the Dunning-Kruger effect, where some people don't know how much they don't know? The little they know about something, the more they think they know about it. But
It's
the more
called
you learn about
Dunning-Kruger
effect. The more you learn about something, the more you realize you don't know. Like, if you ask me, what do I know about helicopters? I'm going to tell you I don't know enough about helicopters. I probably know a lot more than you because I've calculated the vibrations of the landing gear. Mm-hmm. I know how the controls work. It's just an area of specialization I didn't go in. I'm not specialized for aircraft. I'm specialized for spacecraft. I am specialized in one aircraft because I got on the department head's project because I wanted to try and go both ways. You'll never guess what kind of aircraft I'm specialized in. Take a guess. Never guess it. Seaplanes. I know how to make flying boats.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I know. Basically, you know what a speedboat looks like? The bottom of it, the hull has a step and all that, and it goes up. Okay, you put that on the bottom of a plane on the fuselage, and there you go. Now you know how to make a seaplane.
Nice.
There's an equation that calculates where to put the step for what speed you want the nose to go up on.
Nice.
I worked on the fuselage, so I know that.
Do you fly drones at all?
I did take flying lessons. Too much money. I have 5 hours flight time. I can land and take off. I can navigate. Believe it or not, the first time I was in a plane was a flying lesson out at a Northeast airport. And then I flew in Army helicopters after that. And then I went on a big plane, and I got on the big plane, and I was just like, this sucks. Because I'm used to being like, getting battered around. I mean, wind gust, you're at 2,000 feet. Another wind gust, you're at 4,000 feet facing the opposite direction. Suddenly, you have to get back. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting what happens to you in a Huey or a Black Hawk where they're like twisting that sucker down. By the way, I'm scared of heights. I loved when they had the side door of the Huey open, and I was in the side seat that faces out. You have a seatbelt on, let me stress that. But they were practicing low-level maneuvers.
Right.
When they turn it sideways, they actually will turn the whole friggin' thing sideways. And you look at it, I fucking loved it. I'm scared of heights, though, but I friggin' love flying. I love rappelling, too, for some reason. Like, I'll go off an 80-foot cliff and not even think about it. Like, now, if you ask me to stand there and look down, I'll freak the fuck out. Which did happen to me in Fort Bragg.
It's like rappelling down less scary than going up. Like, to climb it.
It's actually fun. Like, you start doing things you're not supposed to do. Like, I can get down in 3 bounds. Take like a 20-foot fucking jump.
That's scary.
Oh man, yeah. I fell off a rappelling tower before too.
Really?
48 gap. normally you go over the edge, like you'd be there, you lean over the edge. For some reason, the second year I went to the Gap, they put a step down, like about a foot down, and they wanted you to get into the L shape off of that. And it's like, why? That's not going to be there when you go off a cliff. That's not really going to be on there if you're rappelling off a helicopter either. It's just going to be, the landing gear. So I'm like, the skid. I'm like, all right, whatever. I tried to get down on that, and that's when I slipped. I fell 10 feet, and they can stop you when somebody's on belay. They pull the rope.
Oh, nice.
You stop, but then physics, bang!
You up against the tower. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I slammed in, falling 10 feet and then stopping suddenly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That hurt. By the way, the Swiss seat is the best contraceptive device ever created.
Say that one more time.
The Swiss seat is
it's gonna pull your shit real.
And when you fall, it really does. Here's the thing: we didn't use like the made harnesses. They just gave us a piece of rope. I can still make one by hand out of rope myself. And I keep a carabiner on my LBE here.
Cool.
You never know when it's going to happen. I think that one will support my weight. I didn't really check. It's a big one. Should work.
So when all that stuff came out, when they were going like revealing that like pilots and stuff had seen UFOs and things like that, what was your opinions and what was your experience with that? If you had any like knowledge of that before that, or like was that your introduction to it at that point?
At the most, if you did see anything, and I'm not going to acknowledge because I'm going to quote Neil deGrasse Tyson on this. You are not a scientific instrument. This can be fooled easily. I know because I've hallucinated before. I know what can happen. I know what pressure can do to you, especially in a fighter. Come on, you're pulling 2-3 G's. You're getting your pass out most of the time. It's really hurting your brain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you feel when you fly? Do you feel differences up here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pressure changes, the ear. Yeah, well, multiply that in a fighter. He's going way faster, and that thing's, even when he's not really going fast, he's going way faster than your commercial plane. So I'm like, at the most, it could be an unmanned probe that went here from a civilization that's already dead. Mm-hmm. But that's what it would be at the most. Malfunctioning probe that just happened upon here. I'll tell you something. This is my feeling.
A civilization that's already dead. Explain that. Unbox what your meaning is on that.
You know how far away those stars are? Think about it.
So you think civilization?
Most of the stars you're looking at are already gone, and they're not really in that position. It just takes light that long to get to you. Like, here's the thing. I'll give you something scary to think about. You know what a gamma ray burst is?
Like at least
it's at least one mass extinction on the planet was probably a gamma ray burst. It's when a supermassive star becomes a black hole. It goes nova, becomes a black hole. Okay, there is one thing that escapes through the poles. That's the gamma ray burst. Mm-hmm. You'll see the jets coming out. If you look it up, you'll see the depiction. If that's aimed anywhere near your star system, let me describe what would happen here. Instantly, our ozone layer is gone. All our electromagnetic protection's gone. If you're on the sunny side of the planet, you'll be dead in about 15 minutes. You'll be blind in about 5 minutes. You'll be dead in 15 from the radiation. On the other side of the planet where it's dark, you'll see an aurora borealis, even down at our latitude. That's because you no longer have radiation protection. And then when it comes around, you better get undercover, and I'm talking underground. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's till the ozone layer comes back, you're pretty much screwed. And then you're going to get hit twice because that's the gamma rays. The particles travel slower, so that'll be the second hit that'll probably come in about 50 to 100 years, and do it again. When you see it, it's already hit you. because it's traveling at the speed of light. So as soon as it's visible to you, you've already been hit.
Right.
It's already over.
Hmm.
Just another thing. I know.
So you think that there are civilizations that have already experienced that in the stars that may
Yeah,
have.
or it's just that it's that far away that, unless you have something like a warp drive or an FTL drive, even then,
So it could be like from the planet
you can
Krypton.
imagine how big the galaxy is. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's mind-bogglingly huge is the best way to describe it. Like,
yeah. It's
I mean,
it's.
we have to make up units. I can give you what we use, AU,
Mhm.
astronomical unit. 1 AU is the distance from Earth to the Sun. That's 1 AU. Because you measure in kilometers and 10 to the something up there. It's ridiculous. I have somewhere in one of my notes. I have it written down. I have all those numbers because I was making a tactical combat game for Merc Force back in the day. I put
Right.
in the orbital numbers and all the other fun stuff. I
That
kept it as a
that that
reference.
is that is also unreal. Like that's funny, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't like conspiracy theories
Yeah.
because
You know
especially
what?
ones
That's the
involving.
question I was about to ask you about. Like any other conspiracy theories that really tickle you.
Anyone's involving the government doing anything sneaky, I sit there going, go outside and look at a road. Look at how fucked up it is. And remember that the Romans were doing that, centuries ago,
Mhm.
and some of those roads are still in use. Need I say more? You really think they could pull off anything? I mean, here's them reading a Tom Clancy novel with an upside down making chip noises like, you know. And I know lots of politicians, they're not that smart. I'm sorry. They're just not. And even military people, because I can tell you, the Signal Gate guy, I saved his military career. I'll tell you that story some other time. He is
Something
that gullible. He is that
something that
gullible.
that's weird to me is then they're like, oh, it's all this top. A lot of this stuff isn't what it seems. There's this top secret stuff, and I'm like, how many people can really hold a secret that well? How many people like are
Yeah, no.
lying? Like, because like, how many times like will you tell a secret to somebody and they're gonna automatically tell somebody else? Like, these are
Yeah.
not. Like, I don't think anyone is capable of holding secrets like this. I
And,
mean,
and any attempt at a conspiracy has always been found. It's because we know about it. It's already been. You go through it like, yeah, they tried this. Yeah, they tried that. It's like they're not that smart, man. Most science fiction writers are better at that shit than they are. We come up with stuff. Like, ask us to do it if you want to do a conspiracy. Like, it's like, no, you got to do this first. No, they're gonna find that out. Take some notes, damn it. Try this. Like, get your notepad out. Write this down. I'm sorry. Get your phone out and put it in your notes. Sorry, it's how old I am. Like, write it down. No, you just do it on here.
I have a notebook. Always,
Oh,
always
good.
had
I'm
a
proud.
book
Well,
in my in
you're
my
you're you're closer to my generation, so Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the truth.
I still, you know what it is? I still handwrite scripts first,
Oh
and it
yeah,
really
that's
flows out
pretty
of me
fun.
when I do that. Same thing with novels. Same thing.
Hmm.
And then when I type it up, it gets refined, but
Yeah,
spit
that's
it
when you
out
edit.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually like written a script, like write it down. Like I did start writing autobiography, like hand by hand, and then I stopped. I just I got I filled a couple competition notebooks up with it, and I was like, all right.
That's a good start. That's at
I was
least.
like, I'm gonna just take a break until like I can have this where an ending seems like a happy ending. And then I started thinking about it like, if I put this book out and then 10 years go by, someone reads this book and goes, hey, this thing you said in the book, I don't agree with. And I'm like, yeah, I don't agree with it anymore either. Then I started thinking about like maybe I'll start a podcast. That way my ideals can be ever evolving and ever changing. Almost like in Wayne's World when he goes like, oh, the technology moves so quick that we can't keep up with the advertisers. And then Rob Lowe's character was like, oh, well, if you had a weekly spot on a television show, you could come on and update the consumer about what the new technology was. And I'm like, well, that's what I am. I'm Wayne's World. My podcast is Wayne's World now. This it's like we're looking down on Wayne's basement, but that's not Wayne's basement. Is that weird to anybody else?
No, that's me. That makes perfect sense to me. Plus, I love Wayne's World. Not gonna lie. Even my mom, the part where they're doing Bohemian Rhapsody, if that comes on,
Mm-hmm.
if she's with me, all of a sudden we hear that. Both of us at the same. This is funny.
I love the part. I love the part when it does that. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see, and Garth is going like he's not actually saying the words. That's my favorite part of the Bohemian Rhapsody scene. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see.
Oh man, Dana Carvey. He used to do George Bush really well.
Oh
He
yeah,
used to do
dude.
Ross Perot.
Read my lips.
He did Ross Perot complaining about Waterworld.
Yeah.
10 bucks to see Kevin Costner drink his own urine. Yummy, yummy.
Did you watch? There's a documentary on. It was on Hulu. I don't know if it still exists, but it was called "Too Funny to Fail." I think it was called. It was about the Dana Carvey show and about Dana Carvey having his own show, moving from SNL to his own network sketch
I
show.
forgot about that.
It was
I
really
forgot he
interesting.
had.
And it was
Shit.
really it was about him recruiting Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert and like nobody knew who those guys were yet. But the funniest sketch, and I still remember it from when I was a young kid, was when when they did the drive through when they would they would come, they'd order their food and then they'd pay for it and then they'd drive off and laugh and be like, and they broke that down to showing how hard Steve Carell laughed and how committed he was to that. Like it looked like he was going to break blood vessels in his eyes.
Oh my god. I gotta check that out now. I forgot about that. Oh my god.
The documentary, I believe, is called "Too Funny to Fail,"
All right, I'll check that out. Shit.
and
Something else to watch on Hulu.
yeah. Well, I mean, everything's moving. It's a weird world for consuming entertainment right now because like every streaming platform is getting sucked up by every streaming platform, and everything is an additional cost. They're like, put air in a bag and charge people to breathe, kind of thing. Like it's a weird like, oh, you want to watch this? Paywall. You want to watch this? Paywall. It's a strange time to get content for free, and then there's ads on top of everything. Ads on top of ads on top of ads. And I just want to take this opportunity to say, if you're in the market for a really tasty brew of coffee, go.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. I got my shows on Tubi. I got like 2 movies on there right now, and then my series Mercs is on there. And like I see myself wanting to bitch about ads, and I'm like, every time an ad plays on my show, I get money for that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna complain because that's the one making me money is Tubi.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm on a movie on Tubi, but I don't get any residuals though. So with that being said, check out Tubi. Check out
watch
Mercs
Tubi
on
right
Tubi.
now. Thank you. What's your movie on Tubi? What's the one you're in?
Half-Life Horror from Hell, Mark Mackner's Mark
Oh
Mackner's
shit!
film?
I'm gonna write
I
that
mean,
down.
I'm really young in it. That's my first like principal role that I ever had. It was bad. I did bad in that movie, but
Wait,
that
Half
was
Life.
Half-Life Horror from Hell is what it's called.
I'll watch it.
I I
He's,
couldn't even watch it. It was bad. I had to stop watching it.
he's probably. I can tell you right now. Like my thing's been on there for like. I'll give it almost 2 years now. I've made $762 total.
Okay,
So
that's
Mark's
better than
probably
nothing.
only made.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
if he divided
I'm
that
not.
up,
I'm not complaining about not getting any of the residuals that he's getting. For sure. For sure. Like, if anybody can get anything from anything, get it.
oh yeah, look, dude, if I made like a ton of money on one of my things, everybody's getting paid.
Right.
Like
Right.
I have everybody's amounts written down already. It's gonna be checks go out
Right.
or memos go out.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Checks. That's how
Cash
old I am.
apps.
Memos. No, I would like. Oh my god, I want to pay people so bad. That's why I don't feel bad. Like working on Phil stuff. I've had budgets like for the first time in my life on movies, and like, oh my god, I can actually pay people and just buy the makeup I need, buy equipment. Like it's a new experience for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to jury rig everything.
Yeah.
Paying people, you get to fire them too. That's the other fun part. Like, oh, I'm not showing up. Like you're fired. By next person. Here's the money I was going to give you. Boom. Uh,
Well, like,
yeah,
I think
we had a lot
I
of
think
that.
what a lot of talents as far as like actors and actresses, and as far as like performers, like comedians and pro wrestlers, we don't not we all, but a good amount of us don't realize how replaceable we are. Don't realize how expendable we are until we realize it, and then it's like a paying your dues and learning on the go, and like really
Yeah.
a process that everyone should kind of go through. Like, man,
I mean, here's
I
the thing. Yeah. Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't
I
mean
was
to
just
jump
saying,
on
I
you.
took so much for granted and thought I was owed so much when I was younger, and really wasn't. And I was learning. I was learning valuable lessons that, I mean, I, as an adult, can now apply. Was all I was gonna say.
I mean, here's the thing I have with it. Producers like us, like I work with somebody who thinks like me and Phil are like pocketing money on this and making money. We're not. Whatever money comes in from the movie, we get for the crowdfunding goes into the movie. Like I've never. Sometimes I go over that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this person has got paid a lot, and it's like, yeah, we didn't make money on this. We're not going to make money till it comes out, and even then,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right.
50. We're doing this more so we have bargaining chips. Get more stuff streaming, get more stuff out. Hey, maybe
Right.
we'll get a big budget movie out of this.
Right. And then you'll get a budget. Then you'll get funding. Then you'll get distributors. Then you'll get contracts. Then you'll be able to get, like, everything is like an ever evolving process.
Yeah, but I mean, starting out acting, I do stuff for free all the time. Like I
Mhm.
don't care. I mean, somebody offers me a part in something, yeah, I'm fucking taking it. I don't care
Right.
about the money at all. It's like even if you gave me like $100 for the day, it's like, oh, it's still not a lot of money really. At the end of the day, I'm fine just acting for you,
Right.
or getting the credit because I got to fill up that IMDb page. I don't get on camera as much now. Well, unless it's still in other kinds of movies, we'll talk about that later. But um, but yeah, it's like a lot of these young actors get like that. Like they're expecting they're going to get that $1,000 paycheck, that $2,000 paycheck. On the first movie, it's like, dude, you're just starting out, and the person you're working with is not a millionaire either.
But you're also not you're not building your name up too. Like, you have to demand as much from somebody that you do bring to the table. Like, what is the skill
Yeah,
set that you're bringing? What is the name recognition that you're bringing? What is the 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 coachability, the directability, the like how much of a time, like I say this all the time, I only want to be on sets where I know I'm going to have fun. I only want to be on sets with people who I know I'm going to laugh with and who are going to laugh with me.
Yeah, that's why I never take like these extra gigs in Hollywood movies. I'm like, one, they treat anybody who isn't in the union, they treat like shit. And I'm like, this is a military thing. Nobody's better than anybody else. And the lowest ranks there, like, all of a sudden, a friend of mine told me he was on a SAG movie where all the SAG actors had a special table where they could eat, and the extras that weren't SAG didn't get anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they got made. They saw them with a pizza, like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Oh, we ordered it ourselves." And like, "All right," making sure they didn't take it from the table. Do you know how disgusting that is for me?
Dude, SAG
Like,
SAG crafty. Like I've been wavered a few times now. Like I'm
Yeah.
not SAG, but I've been waived. I'm eligible to join SAG. But
I probably am by now too.
what's that?
I probably am by now too, because
Yeah,
the Hollywood Warriors
I'm
things are all SAG.
SAG eligible. I've been wavered a number of times. I think I'm a must join at this point. But
I won't do it just because nobody tells me what to do on anything anymore. Unless you wear a green uniform, that ain't happening. But no, I see that and I'm like, they're the lowest ranks here. They should be eating before all of you.
right,
Like, that disgusts me when I see that. Like, if you're in charge, you make sure they eat first and then the higher ups eat after that. They get the food first no matter what. They're the men, they're the troops. That's just the way I look at it. Even at work, I do that. Like, the people who work under me, I had to tell somebody, I'm like, you notice I'm not eating until I see all of them eat, right? There's a reason for that. I make sure they're all fed before I even touch anything. Because that's what I was taught to do. And it's disgusting when I do that. And it's, you know what? It's just being an asshole. If you're doing better, then you have more privileges than, you're getting the money and all that. The least you could do is make sure the people there are treated right. Because they're coming out. You need those people to be in it. That's the other thing. You still need those extras to make your movie work. If they're
right.
not there, you got a crowd scene with no crowd. Well, how's that work? So I guess they're important in a way too, right?
I mean, you could
I'm just
fill them in
ranting on
with
it.
AI. You could have AI extras.
I hate. Oh man. Here's the thing. I'm for AI and against AI in certain things. Like for Jacker, I used it for some of the DVD menus. I used it for the cover, but I modified everything I got and added my own elements. I just use it as a base.
Right.
Here's the thing why I say artists shouldn't be worried about it. Because shit in equals shit out. If your idea is fucking stupid, the result, no matter what you do, is still going to be stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's the person creating the prompt,
right.
not
If
not
you're
the
an
AI
artist,
that's creating the prompt.
my thing is, I'm going to say this to artists. And this is the argument that happened when digital video came out over film. People were arguing that you should use film for everything, this archaic system, instead of digital. You probably weren't around that argument that was occurring in the 90s and all that. Like we put up
I can remember it being talked about in DVD commentary. I watched DVD commentary on things so much before, like it was like pre-podcasts for me.
right. Yeah. It's like digital is what the people who created film wanted it to look like.
Right.
All the work they did to try and get the grain out, and now you got it. But if you give AI to people like me, people like my roommate who are artists, who are graphic artists, who are that's like giving us a free nuclear bomb. Whereas it gives us a greater ability to compete with bigger studios because we'll use it. They'll still put out crap with it. They'll still waste money using it. I guarantee you they will.
Right.
Like when people tell me, "Oh, it costs so much to do CGI," I'm like, "Then you're not doing it right."
Mm-hmm.
That's the cost saving thing. When we had no money, we did all CGI.
Right.
Because it's supposed to be easier. It's just you're wasting money. You don't know what you're doing. Oh, look, you're paying this company that doesn't know what they're doing to do this crap for you. And then when they don't do it, you've wasted that money, and then you go to somebody else. or you decide to change everything last minute. I mean, I've seen these commentaries too where they've done that. And I'm like, yeah, that's why you're over budget. That's why you're making all these mistakes. Maybe learn from the independent filmmakers using it. Like, here's the other thing: computer animation. Blender is free. Unreal Engine is free. Yet they'll insist on using 3D Studio Max. They'll insist on using Maya, which costs tens of thousands of dollars for the license. And then every single plugin you got to pay for. And then tech support. And they're like, well, they want to use it because they get the tech support with it. I'm like, you can get that with Blender. You get the program for free and most of the plugins for free. And you can pay for tech support too, which is still cheaper than the other ones. And I'm sorry, the program does more than any of those programs.
So
Free.
the program called Blunder is free?
Blender. Yeah.
Blender or Blunder?
Blender, like the device you use. The make shakes.
Right. The make shakes.
The make your smoothie. They made a computer animation program, which is funny because
what's weird to me, and I use either ChatGPT or Grok to make my thumbnails and stuff for all my podcast episodes, all my like TikTok videos, all like things like that. I use it for that, but I don't like.
You can't hire a commercial artist to do that shit for you. You don't have the money for that.
Right.
So
right.
yeah.
And I don't pay for ChatGPT. I don't pay for any of that. It's just like I'm using within the free limits. And then it tells me I have the limit, and then I go, shit, I gotta wait another 24 hours to use it again.
Yeah, we pay for Midjourney because my roommate uses it for a lot of what he does. But again, he has really good ideas.
Right.
He's gonna go with it. Me, I used it for parts of Jacker to modify certain things, to animate a still picture, fill it done. At the same time, there were things I found it couldn't do that I wanted it to do. Like I just wanted it to make it look like his photograph was airbrushed. Simple. It kept changing his face, changing his outfit. It wouldn't do it. Right. And I'm like, well, this isn't what I want. So I do it to another program that can do
100 times. Yeah. Like, yeah. It's frustrating when I'm like, hey, make something that looks like me for this thing. And then it like does a random short hair, clean shaven dude who looks nothing like me. And I'm like, well, what the heck is that? That's not me.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's a free program. You can download it on your computer. It will suck up your GPU. We're going to do it. Where you can, say me and you do a fight scene. And I want to make that look animated, but I want to put my own characters onto us. You can do that with this program. Like I could give it my drawing of the character. It'll plop it on the one I want, and then it'll take whatever character I want to put on you, it'll plop it on, and it'll match that action and make it look like an anime. Which is what I would do to animate Mercs, because we all got old, and if I want to do more episodes, it's better if we're just voice actors, at that point. But it's a way of doing it now. It's going to suck computer power. It's going to come out a lower resolution, but I have something to upscale it, so I don't, I've been thinking about this.
Yeah,
it's a way of doing it. I can afford animators. But when I can, I'll pay animators. Yeah.
I want to ask you. I know you've probably been interviewed a bunch of times. You've probably been asked lots of questions on a bunch of different podcasts. Made lots of appearances in press, and have been answered a lot of questions. People have asked you so many things. What's the thing that you've never been asked in an interview that you wished you had been asked?
First, I'm going to say, boy, are you overestimating my importance. Really? Thank you. My head is this big now. But
all I want to do is make my friends feel good.
I think you know what, dude? When you asked me about how I felt about conspiracy theories and all that, just about everything you've asked me, I've never been asked before. Really, honest truth. Like, it's more personal stuff, so I'm kind of like, yeah, nobody ever asked me stuff like that. It's about the shows or whatever. I mean, pretty much everything you've asked me on this podcast, so congratulations, you're number one. I've never had this much fun either.
This is not normal. This is not normal at all. And there's another part of me, like in the beginning, why I wanted to start this, because like I used to be asked to be guests on different podcasts, and they'd have me on and they'd ask me the same questions, and I could tell as I was answering those questions they weren't even paying attention to those answers. Like you could tell that that were just the questions that they ask everybody, like what's your favorite match, how did you get into the wrestling business, what, like, and I'm like, you could find out any of this stuff by like googling me. You could find out any of this stuff by going and listening to any other podcast that I've been on, because the same questions have been asked 100 times. I wanted to make sure if I'm having a conversation with people, it's something that they're having fun talking about. It's something that lights them up. It's something that, like, if I'm listening to it, I'd want it to be something that I'd want to hear, you know?
Oh, I got you.
Like,
I mean, I want to ask you. I mean, how often do you do stunt work in movies? Really?
You know, I was going to ask you to ask me anything you want to ask me. I'm going to say you can ask me anything you want. As far as like film stunt work, not that much. As far as like, as far as like practicing and as far as like working things out, I'm always doing that. But I haven't done a whole lot of stunts. I mean, I could do
I can
more.
fix that for you.
What's that?
I'll probably fix that for. I'll probably fix that for you.
Okay, good.
If I know you can do shit, yeah, it's you know.
I mean, I'm a
You'll
pro
probably coordinate the fight.
Say that one more time.
You'll probably end up coordinating part of the fight too.
Nice, cool, nice, cool. Yeah, man. I don't think Smoke and I have ever been in a ring together. I don't think we've only seen each other at conventions, and like I was producing a documentary that he got interviewed for once, and I think we saw each other there. It's really rare that we see each other.
I might have seen some. You might have shown me some of the documentary. I know he's in. God, I can't try so many different things with celebrities. I can't even keep track of it anymore. Really?
Well, I mean, I'm not a celebrity, not yet, but I'm working on it.
You know what? I'll say something about him. He treats everybody like they are a celebrity, no matter who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll say that about dude. He's a really good dude. Like he really. I mean, I guess it's the ex-military thing too. He really treats everybody the same with respect, all that stuff, and he gets your back no matter who you are. I've always noticed that. Like, he's one of the ones that comes to my rescue.
I mean, I don't know what his background as far as like training and wrestling were. I don't know like who trained him or any of that stuff. But I know like when I came up in wrestling, the etiquette that I had to learn and the lessons that I got taught about how to treat people and about how to show respect and show honor and like not treat anybody different than you're treating anybody else. Maybe some of that trickled into him too. I don't know who he was trained by, but that's like a whole other life that we have probably in common.
I mean, it's how he was brought up too. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's just always been a good dude. I mean, look, you seem like a good dude too. I don't think you would have to be taught that. I think you would just do it, like automatically.
I hope so.
I could just see that from looking at you, honestly.
Thanks, man.
Like my roommate's like that too. He's always respectful. Only it's when we got to deal with these other knuckleheads that don't know what the, raised in a barn. Like we worked with this one producer. I'm gonna say fuck it. I'll say his name, Mark Goals. Your typical sleazy producer. Think of somebody like a slightly scrawnier Axl Rose, and that's
well.
shorter.
I mean, Axl's a big fatty now, but
but pre 80s version,
Pre fatty.
pre Friday. But yeah, this dude, oh my god, never finish a damn movie, never get it out, maybe get a premiere on it. All the lies, everything, end up sleeping with actresses half the time, and
Oh,
some
dude,
of them
that's
probably
the
too
whole
young.
reason why. That's the whole reason why people become producers, or like have a piece of talent, like have a piece of power, so that they can seduce talent with it, so that they can take advantage, and then become sleazy. Become and in wrestling, it's the same thing. Scumbag promoters, the carnies, is what we call them.
Yep.
It's just the entertainment business is flooded with carnies.
God, dude. Oh my god, run into so many of them. Like you know how many dudes we've run into, these never finish a movie people that keep getting money to not finish movies. There's
Yeah,
one dude in Philly, I forgot his name, like would shit on our stuff and never finished anything in his life.
I'm really
Yet because he
curious.
puts on a show, I can't remember the guy's name. Smoke knew him.
Hmm.
I think Smoke ran into him. We all run into the same people every once in a while.
Yeah, that's we.
He was giving my roommate shit because he was doing a 5 movie, the 5 Deadly Venoms. My roommate was doing his version of it. And this dude comes in, has the nerve to tell him, "Oh, you can't do this because I'm working on one too, and you're taking my name," and like got him all upset. And it's like, you didn't even film one iota of footage. We leaked a trailer, and we did work on it. It had its problems. Yeah, the cast was a pain in the ass on that. Like they drove my roommate crazy. It hurt his confidence, but he didn't do anything wrong. He was just
It's
working.
weird because
We were working
it's
with shitheads.
it's weird because these people also then just get a wild hair up their ass and
Yeah,
have their feelings hurt for some reason, and won't even tell you, will just leave you on red, ghost you for no reason, and act like somehow you're a problem when like
exactly.
they're not like holding up their end of the bargain, really.
Or you get these actors that think they're bigger than what they are, and like, oh my god, I remember this one thing where he's like, my character cares about his body, so he wouldn't be drinking any alcohol in this scene, and we're like, well, the script says you're taking a drink in this scene, so take the fucking drink because it's in the script, and we're the ones who defined your character, not you.
Yeah, somebody else
And that
came up
dude,
with your character, not you.
yeah,
You
dude, how dare you? Like, first of all, disrespecting the director of the project too is kind of like, yo, dude, and then coming with your own image consultant. That was the best part. He had an image consultant, and that was like, oh god. I'm still mad at that dude because he contributed to screwing up my friend's project. And again, he blames himself. I'm like, no, it's these assholes that did it, not you.
so
Like you had a great idea, and just these were shitty people who came out of the woodwork. Like,
just a few more quick things, man, and then I'm going to send you off into the sunset with a hot dog and a handshake. Sounds good?
I like the hot dog. I'm fat.
All
That's
right.
why. Not anymore.
So,
I'm taking Ozempic. All right.
are you taking Ozempic?
I was on it before. I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. I've taken all of them, and I've gone full cycle back to Ozempic because doesn't need prior authorization anymore. So
There,
it worked great, and it
my
got
friend my friend who I was talking to yesterday told me he was on something like that, and not exactly that, but something that's like an appetite suppressant, and
yeah.
and then he took edibles on top of it, and he was telling me about like how much stronger the edibles hit.
Interesting.
Yeah. What's your relationship with edibles, drugs, any
How
marijuana?
can how can I put this? I don't have a problem with anybody else doing it. I think all drugs should be legalized. By the way,
Mhm.
just legalized and regulated. Like Spain does, like most Western countries do. Um, I mean, we know why, but I don't do it. I don't even drink really. I have
Well,
weird reactions.
when you said I've hallucinated before, that was all just from flying, huh?
Oh no, that was
That was on
that
my
was a
first.
that was at Fort Bragg. The last thing you do for advanced camp is you're in the field for about a week.
Mhm.
So no shower, foxholes every night. You're in a fighting position, so you're not allowed to sleep.
Okay.
If basically it's to teach you figure out how to survive it. That's the whole point of it.
Mhm.
And you're being rotated in the leadership position. So today you're a squad leader, and here's what you're attacking, and fuck. But day 4, and actually it was with the signal gate guy. um,
The guy who you
we're in a
said you saved his career or something.
yeah.
Right?
I'll tell you that story. I don't want to say that
It's
on here.
another story for another time. That's the
Yeah.
title of this episode. Another
Um,
story for.
we're in our fighting positions. I'm looking out into the woods, and all of a sudden, I saw my house. And the fucked up part is, it was in the middle of the woods, and it's a row home by itself.
Impossible.
And not only that, we lost that house, so we're living in an apartment, so we don't even own that house anymore. So
Uh,
I'm looking, and I'm like, Waltz, I can see my house, and I can't make it go away. He's like, calm down, Panetta. I'm like, no, you don't understand. My eyes are open. I'm awake and I'm talking to you, and I can't make it go away. So man, I banged my head into my M16. Like, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it. Finally, it went away because if that door had opened, that would have been it. So I know
yeah.
4 days no sleep, I hallucinate. Takes 4 days.
Takes 4 days to see a
That's
row
where I
home
learned.
by itself with no homes next to it.
Not even anything. Couldn't be like a hot chick or anything. Pamela Anderson, which was just, make nothing cool. No, it's my house that we don't even own anymore. I'm like, well, this is a waste of time. God damn it.
You remember in Ninja Turtles when she wakes up in the sewer, April O'Neil wakes up in the sewer and she's like, "Why can't I ever dream of Harrison Ford?" I, that's what I thought of when he said, "Why couldn't I hallucinate about Pamela Anderson? It had to be an old house."
Yeah, now I gotta watch. Now I gotta watch the Turtles again. God, I love that. Casey Jones is my favorite character in that.
Yeah, he's a badass dude. What a cool guy. And then like as he gets
We
older,
called him
that
Wayne Gretzky on steroids.
what, the Wayne Gretzky of what?
Wayne Gretzky on steroids because he was using the
Oh,
sport
right, right,
equipment.
right, right. That was the Ninja
You're like,
Turtles
wow,
too.
they did Flyers joke. Holy shit! Careful, they might beat you up. They were pretty, back in the day. Here's funny: when we were in the barracks, Pittsburgh was playing Philadelphia in the playoffs that year, and because a bunch of people were from Pittsburgh, a bunch of us are from Philadelphia, the tax just felt like stirring up trouble. So they were listening to the game on the radio. They're coming in. Oh, the Flyers just scored. Everybody starts fighting. Oh, the Penguins just scored. Just torturing us while we're cleaning weapons. Because we couldn't do shit. They got to listen to the game and do whatever. You know, we're in World War II style barracks. Go up like a Roman candle.
So I'm very fascinated with things being on the record, I mean I think you caught that drift with me talking about like how important having this outlet is.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, I wanted to, uh, and I probably already thanked you for this, but I want to make sure I state that it's on the record when I say this. How
Oh yeah.
valuable how valuable your time is to me, and how much I appreciate your time and effort, and how much you spent to me, and also like look forward to being a resource to you. Look forward to us working together, and the fact that this is like the the beginning of us getting closer and like doing more cool things together. And this is like now on the record. So like if we look back on this a year from now, we'll be like, hey, remember that? What's cool is like I met my future wife here on this podcast. Like that was our first so like here we are about to get married. We're about to be 5 years into it, and it's like the timestamp on it is like, hey, the first conversation we ever had was right here on these mics. Uh,
Oh, that's
so
cute.
so uh, with that being said, we're not getting married, you and I, but
No, no, we're not. I already did it. I'm not going to do it again. And you sound like you're with a really nice person too. I wouldn't want to mess that up. I'm almost
but
romantic. I think it's cool that you met your wife here.
yeah,
I'm
but
I'm a romantic at heart. I think that's wonderful, actually.
I really want to thank you for. I really want to thank you for returning my hoodie to me. That was very valuable.
Dude, I'm starting a lost and found here because people keep leaving stuff, and I'm like, I don't know who this is, and then I'm trying to track it down. People, like so many models come through here. I'm like, oh my god, whose socks are these? Whose lingerie is this? Wait,
What a
this
tough
looks like
fight.
it. Yeah, I know.
So with that being said, I want to just flip it around, and if there's any other questions or any other statements that you'd like to make on the record to throw in my direction, I'd be happy to answer anything right now.
Well, I do want to say what I like about your podcast, the fact that one, it's so laid back. There's no clickbait bullshit in here. You're just talking like a regular dude. That's kind of like my roommate's Star Wars podcast, where no bullshit. It's just talking about something he loves, Star Wars.
Mhm.
No clickbait shit and all that. And I love the fact that you're the same way because I can't find that anywhere. I just see BS and I'm like, oh god. And I'm glad that you're one of the people doing it like my roommate does. Same
Yeah.
thing. What made you start? When did you decide to do this? Like, what
Uh,
got you into it? That's my first question.
so 2017 was when I first started this podcast. I was co-hosting a wrestling themed podcast with my friends. So it was like a panel show, and we had an hour of studio time every Friday. So we had to fill this hour only with talking about the current pro wrestling news. And at that time, I was doing a lot of listening to like Pete Holmes, the podcast called You Made It Weird. I was listening to a lot of WTF, which is Mark Maron's podcast. I was listening to a lot of Joe Rogan Experience at the time, like all leading up to it. So like for the years leading up to it, not just in that time, but I kept going like we were paying for studio time, so we could only talk about pro wrestling. And whenever I'd like get off on side tangents and do riffs and do making jokes and whatever, like there would always be there. Like Rick would always be redirecting me back to talking about the topic, and I would always be like, I wish I had my own thing where I could talk about like things that were like on the record and like people's life journeys and like where they came from and like what inspires them, those types of things. I wanted to have that be my outlet. And I was a guest on a friend of mine's podcast, and she was in a studio that was in Langhorne, which was where I lived at the time. And our studio that we were recording at was in uh, it was in West Deptford, New Jersey. So we'd go every Friday to West Deptford, New Jersey, and we would spend money for studio time. So it would be like $75 for the hour, and I texted my friend Heather and I was like, hey, what does this dude charge you for studio time to use that studio? And she was like, nothing. Why, do you want your own show? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I want my own show. And she's like, what do you have in mind? And I told her exactly what I had in mind for the show, and she was like, oh, I just texted it to him. He's going to be calling you. And he called me and he was like, yeah, dude, I'll give you every Monday. Every Monday, you want to do a show? You can do that exact show that you want to do every single Monday. So then I was hosting it as a part of like an internet radio show on in the studio every Monday night. And I was like, yeah, all I want to do is this. This is like what I want to do with the rest of my life. Even if I'm doing all of the other things too, I want to make sure I'm always doing this because like this keeps me to the where like it's almost like a therapy. It's almost like a platform an outlet that I wouldn't have otherwise had. Uh, and and then at the time too, I was I was my mom had she had burnt a CD of these voicemails that her her mother had left her and her best friend had left her, and and she just had it. She didn't listen to it all the time, but she would listen to it every once in a while, and she would say, "You know how like when somebody passes, you forget what their voice sounds like." And I was like, "I don't want that. I want any when I'm gone, like go back and listen to who I really am. Like get like the authentic me, like the evolving process from I started this podcast when I was 33. I'm I'm 41 now. Like you got all that time you can go and listen, and like I'm gonna keep going until I'm no longer here, and hopefully, you know, this can change some people's lives and help some people out along the way. But otherwise, in the meantime, it's just helping me, and it's empowering to me, and it's fun to me, and I just want to uplift people, and I want to uplift myself in the same way. You know, if that makes sense to you.
No, it
If that
does.
answers your question.
No, it does. Sometimes that's the best reason for doing anything. It makes you happy.
For sure, for sure. And I met my wife here.
Also, very important. No, what you said about your mom recording voices, that's my mom does not like to even have pictures taken of her. She
Mm.
doesn't like the way she's funny that way, but like I started doing this when she rescued a bunch of kittens. I was taking video, but I made sure I was getting video of her
Mhm.
because I get worried about my memory fading.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed it's happened with other things. So I know it sounds messed up, but like wanting to have that so you can hear their voice again, and actually see them.
But
Just
like
have some
also
record.
my memory's fading sometimes too, man. I mean, I had lots of concussions. I had brain surgery in 2011. I had multiple concussions in the early 2000s, and I think one day my brain's just gonna slip, and I'm not gonna remember everything. So maybe I'll help me learn who I am through going back and listening to these episodes.
Can't hurt. I think
That's a
you're.
big
I think your
hypothetical.
brain am fine.
I think it's great. I think it's fine. If I can remember April O'Neil's line about dreaming of Harrison Ford from the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie, I think I'm all right. I think I'm
That
okay.
was an obscure line. I can't couldn't even remember that, and I've seen that about. Oh, I lost count. You wonder what movies I've seen the most? Because in the '80s, my grandparents had we didn't have a VCR. We had to go over grandmom's house to watch any movie, even if we rented something. But the movies they had there, she had Star Wars, Wrath of Khan, Star Trek,
Yeah.
Ben Hur, Cleopatra, Spartacus, Sound of Music, and Ten Commandments. You want to take a guess how many times I've seen all of those movies? And yes, I could sing songs from Sound of Music.
Uh huh.
Oh, and West Side Story.
Oh
Like I'm
yeah.
talking at least in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Yeah. So amazingly, not as many. I've seen them more than I've seen Ninja Turtles, which is surprising. But then again, we had nothing else to do. So
Yeah. I watched Wayne's World, Tommy Boy. I watched Ninja Turtles, Bill and Ted, Dumb and Dumber. Like
oh my god, Bill and Ted.
all the like 90s comedies, I had them on VHS. I watched them nonstop. uh, Ace Ventura, uh, The Mask, these are all like tons of movies. I just watched them all the time.
Imagine Bill and Ted's and then
Couldn't get
Bogus.
enough of Jim Carrey.
With the Bill and Ted thing, my mother's boyfriend, we got him to watch Bogus Journey, and then he just fell in love with it. So even up until he died in 2018, we could just bring up a line from that movie. Excellent. And he would start imitating the character. Imitating was the Nominalist.
They Melvined
The
me.
Reaper was his favorite.
Yeah, you may be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper.
The Reaper. With Dax. Dude, the fact I'm so sad that he died before the last movie came out because he would have effing loved it. Like, because the Reaper shows, he would have been all over that man.
Hot take. I didn't really like the movie. I really didn't like Bill and Ted 3.
I mean, it had its moments. I like seeing them with their daughters. They thought they were funny. Like, they acted like...
tried to make it a whole other thing. Like, it was like they didn't have any, like, callbacks to the first two. And it was like, I waited 30 years for this movie. Like, give me something.
I will say the bit when they're in prison and they're all jacked up. That was killing me. That was like when they're in prison like that. Like, oh my god.
This is another part of why I'm fascinated by time travel. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Doctor Who fans, so
Right. Yeah, Doctor Who and Bill and Ted have that phone booth in common.
I've written stories where I've had characters meet out of sequence.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it the story from one character's point of view, but when they're meeting the other character, it's at different points in their life until you get to the actual first moment when they met. And just having watched Doctor Who, Bill and Ted's and all those, I can keep track of that shit like, easy. It's like, oh, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. I got it.
What I got caught up in my head about, like, recently, really recently, I don't know why my brain did this, but I was like thinking about the scene when he was like, how come the number we dialed for San Dimas brought us to San Dimas now and not San Dimas? And he's like, because you got to dial one number higher. And I was like, why? What would that, like, what? Like, I remember being like, just recently being like, that feels like a plot hole to me. Like, well, like, just one number higher, that's all. But
the writer needed to watch more Doctor Who.
I have a segment on this podcast that it comes towards the end of the show that I call audio time travel. Okay, so the people who love you the most, the people who that are in your life, like your siblings, your cousins, your uncle or your aunts or uncles, or like your cousins or whoever wants to know things about Jimmy in 20 years. They stumble across this podcast. They want a timestamp on this 2025 version of Jimmy. This message is going right to them. I don't know, I don't know where I'll be. I don't know where you'll be. Who knows? But this message is coming across to those people outliving us, or maybe living simultaneously with us. Maybe you're listening to this 20 years from now. What are you saying?
Wow. Don't give up. Or to quote one of my favorite movies, never give up, never surrender. Sorry, I had to. And that's a thing about me. Like, how can I put this? See, I don't want it to seem like bragging because I hate. Sometimes I think I do that. Like getting my show on Tubi, or I tried to get Mercs out. I had it on Amazon. Amazon took it down because it got bad reviews. They listened to that stuff, even though it's just people spamming because they just want to crap on an independent show. Like, it was apparent they didn't watch.
That's just what trolls do, man.
Yeah, and so it gets to me. I don't have it out, so I tried to put it in film festivals, and no film festival ever takes anything I do,
right?
Because it's entertaining, apparently. With exceptions now, because the horror movies are actually getting in. Jagger's going to be playing at the Bocas Film Festival, by the way, in November in Florida. It got in there, sitting on over. So No point there. It's in Phil Herman's Jacker 3. Be showing in Florida at the Bocas Film Festival. We'll have time. But I was getting refused. Like, even in Delco, around where I live, they refused to show one of my horror shorts.
I
Like,
live in
you pay the
Delaware.
yeah, I know. You pay the money, and they don't take it, and it's like you don't get the
Yeah, it's
money back. It's
non-refundable. Like they're
right.
what a rip.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't want to fucking do. So I was getting pissed. So I was trying to go to distributors. Not really a thing. So I tried to go to aggregators, which you pay $3,000. They shop it around, and whatever happens, happens. You don't get the money back. So I can't. I tried to contact Tubi directly. They won't talk to you. Like, oh, we don't take anything directly from producers. We have to go through. So then I'm at a horror convention out in Illinois. There's a castle. I can't tell you what part of Illinois. It's north of Chicago, in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful, by the way. I'll send you pictures one day if you want to see it. It was in a castle which had film horror movie here written all over it. But I talked to this guy who did this movie called Killer Pinata, or check it out. It's on Tubi, and Bride of Killer Pinata. And I saw he had it on Tubi. I'm like, how did you get that on Tubi? And he's like, oh, I went through Film Hub. I said, oh. So I checked it out. Instead of doing they do what an aggregator does, except they go, yeah, we'll just take 20% of whatever you get. I'm like, sold American. Because when you go through a distributor, and Mark will probably tell you this, until they make money, you don't get anything.
Right.
These guys, you do everything a distributor does. And I'm going to tell you, it's to search for the Holy Grail. What they want you to put on there. The subtitles have to be a certain length. They have to be a certain way. You have to have a poster this size, this size, this size. No
well, I mean, it's a little bit like that with Film Hub too. I had a meeting with Film Hub for a couple movies that I've made. So I just said Film Hub before you ever got to saying it, because I just had a feeling that was where you were going. But I mean, if you can get it on there, that's so worth it, man. It's like to have your name out there like that, to have your content out there like that, to have that penetration.
Yeah, I just filled out the stuff and saw what the requirements were, met the requirements for each thing. And like anything, it's like a process now. Everything goes there and just goes out, and then ends up on Tubi, ends up on Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put it out. I only got got a kickback once. Little thing I fixed, but yeah, and I'm like, you know what? These aggregators want to be shitheads. These distributors want to be shitheads. And then somebody like Film Hub comes along and goes, yeah, we'll put anybody on there and just give us our 20%. And I broke through. I got through. I kept trying, and eventually I find a weak point and I break through. And if that goes down, I'll find another way.
Dude, let me tell you, man, this is what this is. This is what this represents. This drum here it represents consistency. So, like I say, like, I'm going to continue beating my drum. This is why I beat the drum when I come to the ring for my matches, because, like, I'm going to continue beating my drum. This is why I started the podcast with it. It's a secret meaning to me. Like, I'm going to be consistently the guy who shows up authentically as me. And this is like religion to me. Like these things, like this show, who knows who's in the market for hearing this way this drum beats, but that's me. And that's exactly what message I think you're also presenting.
Gotcha.
Now, well,
Doggy's back.
he's back.
I want to pet him. Sorry, anything furry. Well, I like spiders too. Yeah, everything I like.
In your so
every animal.
Let's say hypothetically, I've gifted you this show. This is your very first episode, your pilot episode of your new podcast, Evolving with Jim Panetta. In your very best, like Jerry Springer's final thought type vibe way, in the most accurate wrap up and the valuable takeaways. to make anybody who's watching or listening become a better version of themselves, to evolve into a bigger version of themselves, what messages are you telling those people?
The universe is about change, and no matter what, you change through time. Accept it. Don't be down on it. Don't be angry about it. Just accept the change.
Perfect. Perfect. Do you do any impressions at all?
Oh God, impressions. I don't, it's weird. It comes up when I like. It'll just come up randomly. I don't know. Who do you like? Who do you like it? You know what
No,
makes me a little different?
whatever you do best.
If you ever watched anime, you ever watch the show Rama One Half? There's a
No,
female
I
character.
don't know any anime stuff.
There's a female character on there. Shampoo. It's supposed to be Chinese in a Japanese show. So they always, when they dub her, they always give her a Chinese accent. I could actually do that character's voice, and I freaked out the girl who works with me when she heard me do it.
No,
You want to hear it?
sure, yeah.
It's one of the lines from the show. It's
What's the name of the character?
Shampoo. Don't it? It's all the characters have funny names like that. Like the guy who's like trying to hook up with her, his name's Moose. So they had a theme. It was always a hair product with it.
No, yeah.
Other characters were food. Look, some Japanese shows are funny like that.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where like she falls in love with the main character Rama, and he's in love with somebody else, or they're supposed to be hooked up with her. They're trying. It's called the reversal jewel, where her aunt put this jewel on her where she forgets that and suddenly wants to kill him to try and make him want her more because she starts resisting. And he's like, "Oh, now I want to be with you." So there's a scene where they get into a fight and he beats her, and he's like, "Now you're all mine." And it's like he's gonna force himself on her. It's like being a jerk, and she says this line to him. He goes, "I no fight you, Rama. You may take Shenpu's body, but you never ever take Shenpu's heart." And I could actually get that off.
Wow.
With the Chinese accent too, but
wow, it's impressive. In your best Shampoo impression, can you say the line that we say to wrap up each episode of the podcast? We say, "Be fun, have faith, keep evolving."
What was the last part? I'm sorry.
Be fun, have safe, keep evolving.
Be fun. I'm old. I gotta write this down. Be safe.
Be fun, have
keep
safe.
Evolving.
Be fun, have safe.
Safe.
Mm-hmm.
Have safe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's gonna sound good with the accent. And what was the last bit? I'm sorry. I'm old.
Keep evolving.
Keep evolving. Evolution, my favorite thing. All right. Message from Shenpu. Be fun. Have safe. Keep evolving. Oh my God!
I look forward to doing this again with you soon, man. I had a great time. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the currency of your time and your effort. If this is the first time anybody's checked out Evolving, please go back and check the archives. There's over 300 other episodes. Enjoy some of them. Make sure if you liked any of this, if this brought any value to your life, like, comment, subscribe, interact. We're real. Just, if you're ever going through a thing and you don't feel like you have anybody in your life that you can talk to, reach out to me. My DMs are wide open. My social medias are right here at Cory Kastle. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be careful how you speak about yourself to other people. Be fun. Have safe. Keep evolving.
Thank you. Great being on here, man.
And thank you.